It started with silence, not the kind you notice, but the kind that presses against your ears until something feels wrong. Ayaan had always loved quiet places, which is why he moved into an old apartment at the edge of the city where no one lived nearby, no traffic passed, and nothing ever disturbed the stillness. It was perfect for his work because he was obsessed with recording sounds people ignored, empty rooms, abandoned spaces, even silence itself. One night, he set up his microphone in the center of his living room and whispered, "Test 1, recording silence," before leaving the room for 10 minutes. And when he came back, everything looked normal, untouched, completely still. But when he played the recording back, the first few seconds were empty, just as expected, until suddenly a faint crackle appeared, followed by a voice whispering, "Hello," which instantly froze him because he knew it wasn't his voice. He replayed it again and again, each time clearer, closer, real, as if someone had been standing right next to the microphone. Yet the doors were locked, the windows shut, and there was no one there. But the voice remained, and no matter how hard he tried to explain it, interference, noise, anything, it didn't make sense because it sounded like it was inside the room with him. Driven by curiosity stronger than fear, he recorded again, but this time stayed inside, sitting silently in the corner, watching, listening, until after a few quiet minutes he whispered, "Hello?" And when he replayed it, his own voice was followed immediately by another one replying, "We hear you." And the moment he heard that, his hands went cold, because it wasn't one voice, it was many layered together. And as he backed away slowly, the silence in the room no longer felt empty, but occupied, heavy, watching him, listening, waiting for him to speak again. And against his instincts, he pressed record once more and asked, "Who are you?" And after a brief pause, the lights flickered, the air turned cold, and multiple voices answered together, "You called us," making his heart race as he whispered, "I didn't call anyone." But the recorder responded again, "You listened." And suddenly he realized that by focusing on silence, by trying to capture it, he had created something like a door, and something had stepped through it. The recorder turned on by itself, crackling with static as it whispered, "Stay quiet, and we speak." And panic took over as he rushed to the door only to find it locked from the inside, though he hadn't locked it. And behind him the recorder began picking up new sounds, footsteps slowly dragging across the floor, circling him, getting closer, stopping right behind him. Yet whenever he turned around there was nothing there, only the recorder screaming with layered whispers, "Don't turn. We're here. We were always here," forcing him to drop to his knees and scream for it to stop. And suddenly everything went silent, unnaturally silent, even the ticking clock gone, until a whisper came directly beside his ear, not from the recorder but from the air itself. "You hear us now." And in that moment he understood with pure terror that the voices were no longer inside the device but in the room with him, surrounding him, watching him. And then the recorder turned on again, capturing something, even though Ayaan didn't speak, didn't move, yet his name echoed clearly, "Ayaan, Ayaan, Ayaan," as the voices grew louder and more aggressive, telling him, "You opened the door, you gave us space, you let us in." And even as he denied it, deep down he knew it was true because he had invited silence, and something had answered. Suddenly the lights went out, plunging everything into darkness where he could hear breathing all around him, dozens of breaths that were not his. And then the recorder played something impossible, a recording of his own voice from a moment that hadn't happened yet, crying and begging, "Please, let me go," which made his heart nearly stop as the voices whispered together, "Stay with us." And when he tried to scream, no sound came out because something had already taken his voice. And the next morning the apartment was found completely empty, with no signs of struggle, no forced entry, nothing except the recorder left behind, still running, still capturing silence. And if you listen closely to that recording even now, You can hear a faint, terrified voice asking Nu, "Can anyone hear me?" followed immediately by the answer that never comes alone anymore, "We do."